Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps and Daily Teachings. Before we start, quick disclaimer, anything we discuss here is just for educational purpose, nothing is investment advice. Anyways, alright guys, so amazing day, earning season as I promised you. If you watch my shorts, if you watch my recaps, if you learn from my tweets and learn from everything I teach every day. So earning season is the most profitable season of entire season because there are so many opportunities and our repeatable setups are just there every earning season. Today we were 76% green in the community. We were done in the morning. So many trades. A lot to learn for you guys today. If you're new to my Ripster Cloud EMA system, a lot to learn for you. So hopefully you guys can learn a lot of setups to cover. So let's start, and I will show you how the 76% of the traders were green in the community and only 12% traders were red, and we being one of the largest trading community online, and how we do it. So we're gonna cover everything, and let's do a quick introduction before we start. So we trade a repeatable trading system. We trade a repeatable trading system called Ripster EMA Cloud System, which is traded by thousands of traders across the world. Either they are my followers, either they are my community, or many traders. They use this system across the world because it has changed in lives. I've been teaching this system for over 7 years now. Yeah, and it's not just the indicator, it's all the concepts that I teach. You can go ripstereducation.com, free website, learn from there, and you can see the impact it has on thousands of traders, and or you can see the how our community they're using it every day. So what we do is we have repeatable setups. Setup is what you trade, system is how you trade. To be successful in the stock market, you just need a system, and then you need a setup, and of course you need the other two pillars, which are goals and risks. You can watch that webinar on YouTube if you want to. So we make a plan in the pre-market every day with our setups. We play news plays, earning plays, index stocks, upgrades, downgrades. We make a support level, resistance level. If it's an MTF setup, MTF is one of our another repeatable concept that we use. And what is the game plan? We make initial buys. I make this plan live in the pre-market, half hour before the market opens. I make it live so the traders can follow the plan. And we have an initial buys. We can change our bias, like we change in a few videos I did yesterday, how we change our bias, bull to bear, bear to bull. But we have a initial bias, so which I will show you in these examples. You will see that, and I do highlight the main trades that we're going to take: buy or sell or short, or buy the options or buy puts or long calls, whatever we want to do. We go and we follow our plan that we make in the pre-market. Not only that, we trade many other setups. We trade day to day 3 repeatable strategy, one of my very successful strategy that I did a free webinar as well. This strategy is very effective in the earnings season. We usually trade this strategy. We also trade we also trade futures in the community. We provide these futures levels and the futures guidance in the community as well. You can see the levels we provide, and you can trade this with Ripster EMA Cloud System. We also did a webinar on the futures as well, so the traders can learn how to trade the futures. We share the levels of the indices, Mag 7 stocks. So we trade these index stocks, ETFs, and of course the Mag 7s. We provide these levels in the pre-market to the traders. We also trade crypto stocks, and we make a plan for these crypto stocks every day as well. And in addition to that, we trade IPOs, we trade low float. We have a low float room, we trade those, and we have many tools in the community. We have like 3 option flow scanners. We have stock scanners, breaking news alerts, audio news alerts, stop resistance, support resistance alerts, halt, unholds. A lot of tools we provide, which is $500, $600 a month, which is free for the traders in the community. I'm usually on the live on the screen share voice in the first few hours of the market open, and then I'm usually around guiding the traders. And we have one of the largest trading floor with thousands of traders on our trading floor, trading all day, sharing ideas with everyone. We are not an alert service. We are a community of traders which work together to help each other and achieve a common goal. Anyways, that was a quick introduction. Let's start with today's recap. I can show you my timestamped guidance on a lot of these setups, and then try to learn these setups, and you can also execute these setups and make trading repeatable and not dependent on just random trades. All right, so we will discuss the SPY QQQ trades in the end. We will talk about the SPY QQQ trade later. Let's start with focus on the earning plays, how we nailed the earning plays. How did we nail so many earning plays today in the community? Why were the 75-6% of the traders green in the community? Why was everybody having such a great day, even when markets sold off after 10 a.m.? So we're going to discuss all that. So let's start with the first earning play of the we had today. That was LMND. So let's look what was the plan on LMND. LMD beat by 19 cents, beats on revenue, guides below consensus. Bullish bias to long versus MTF cloud. So I was so confident on LMND because LMND historically, I know my stocks, I know the personality of these names. So the plan was simple, to bullish bias to long versus the MTF clouds, right? As soon as the market open, I see it breaking out of the pre-market high. I tell the traders it's a long, LMND is a long, and LMND is the target. I gave 50, right? So right out of the gate, 43 bucks, 42.50. The target was 50. 50. I gave the 50 target. Nothing much to explain here. You know, it was a nice, beautiful daily chart, breakout of the pre-market highs, held the cloud, beautiful earnings. But as you see, it started to push higher. I gave the 50 target in the morning, and I gave the stops of 46 and tighter stops of 47. We hit our close to 50 target, and when it pushed back, a lot of traders stopped out at 47. We did stop out at 46. After that, it went into a little choppy move, but most of the trade was made from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. So this is why you take profits into 9 a.m. into 10 a.m. and you can see that how the traders were trading and they got done. You know, some traders took 105%, some traders took 300%, and they just killed it, right? Because it was such a good setup, and you should know the personality. It likes to squeeze. It has been it was a good setup even previously. So that's how you know, that's how you make the bias, that's how you prepare in the market, and you know, that's how the traders took it over 6-7 dollar per share profit. Even if you risked like $1,000, you made like 3 grand by end of the day. And of course the options went 200-300%, and that's how you do it. That's how you prepare. I showed you the pre-market planning, bullish bias to long. I show you my lifetime guidance, no BS, no hindsight, everything live in front of the traders, live on voice and screen share. Let's go to the next one. All right, so next one we're going to look at is 4. So 4 was another, it's a good investment, good growth stock, but it has not been doing good recently, you know, because it has been running into the earnings and really disappointed. When something breaks 50 EMA, you know, it's really bad. You know, when for something breaks 50 EMA, it's bearish. You need to know that. Anything under 50 EMA, always remember. So let's see what was our plan. Okay, so we just gonna see that what was our plan on this 4, right? So you see again 4. I had it highlighted as a red, double miss, EPS miss, in revenue miss. So in the plan on the 4 was simple, bearish bias to short the pops. Simple plan, and you will see that the plan worked beautifully. Beautifully, the plan worked. Let's take a look here. So 4. As soon as I see the weakness, I also told the traders short it, short any pops to the 94, short it, and once we hit like this area at 10.15, I told the traders that you can close most of your short right here. And we hit 84, right? So short was in 94, short at 91, we hit 84, and then we even hit 83, and once it bounced, we closed our short. So pretty easy setup. You can see the Ripster cloud is telling us to short it. It's under the 512, it's under the pre-market lows. You just hit the short, your stops right here. Even if you risk $1,000, again, you probably made 3 times your risk because it flushed from 91, 92, even 90. You know, you still made $6 to $7 there on the short side. Beautiful trade for nice option trades as well as a trade on the short side. All right, so next one we're going to look at is INSP. So let's take a look at INSP. So INSP, you know, this is one of those lessons that I teach from many years, that nothing is too low, nothing is too high. So nothing is too low and nothing is too high. So why is that? So let's take a look here. What was the plan? So INSP, another red name, it was extended to the downside, cautious of the curl, bearish to neutral bias. So my bias was bearish to neutral, I mean in case it curls, but when I saw that it did not push over the Ripster EMA Cloud System, it did not push over the pre-market highs, I knew it's a short. So I told the trader it's a short, right? No question asked. Your stops are at 88, you short it. Wherever you short, this is your stops, this is your risk. So if you got an 85 entry, you have a $3 risk. If you have 84 entry, you have a $4 risk, right? Of course, you move the risk lower as we go lower. Anyways, we shorted the INSP at versus 88. INSP hit 73. That was a beautiful short, almost $10 per share profit, right? So my continuous guidance was 78 breaks, we get 75. We hit the 75 target. We even hit a little bit lower than 75. Finally, when we curled here, we got out. All you had to do, even if you, let's say you shorted 1,000 shares, right, and you're risking $2,000, by the time you're shorting here at 84 or 83, by the time you hit 75, you're already up 8 grand, 7 grand, right? So you just risk 2,000. So it's all about the risk reward. And if you have a smaller account, maybe you risk 700, 200, and you made 800, right? It depends on your size. You don't have to size crazy. You have to size according to your risk reward, according to your account. But then when we stopped out, I also mentioned INSP curls, stop out, right? Stop out. So I sent an alert on INSP, stop out, exit the shorts, and look at that move on the INSP short exits. It's pushed all the way to 88. You could still make money, put your stops under right here 76, and you could still make almost the entire move back on INSP. That's the kind of the opportunity Ripster Clouds give you, right? So you see that how it curled and ran all the way back up. So beautiful trade in the community. All right, so next we're going to look at is, let's take a look at HIMS. So HIMS was also a running play, right? So we waited a little bit on HIMS. So I will tell you how we did it. So HIMS, the setup on HIMS was pretty clear. So HIMS was on a running setup. Long if 55, 56 holds. The planning was simple. Long if 56, 55 holds, short under it. Bearish to neutral bias, watch MTF clouds. Simple plan, right? Nothing complicated with our system. Highlighted one of our main plays. All right, so what did HIMS do, right? So HIMS, we waited. You just show the pre-market planning. As soon as it curled over here, I told the traders curls versus 56. 512 curls versus 56. The target I gave 61. We hit the 61 target. And then we took some off. I told the traders to hold runners for 63. And we did hit 663 too. So from 57 to 63, there was a $6 per share move, and your risk was just $1. You're risking $1,000 and you were making 4,000, 5,000 grand. This is the risk reward, guys. This is the risk reward. Beautiful trade. 2 setups, 512 calls over the pre-market highs, right over the 20 MTF clouds, next star, and you do not pike. You will not make money in the market if you're just taking 10%, 20%. You know the targets, MTF target. The resistance from yesterday is the target. So you hold it. That's how you grow your accounts. I mean, there are so many setups today. I mean, I'm just, even short of those things. Like everything was working out today. And this was ODD, which was one of our game plan. Let me see on ODD. I didn't really guide it, but the traders were self-driving it because ODD, I said, a lot of MTF resistance above, only long if pushes over 67. Never pushed over 67, and it was an MTF short. MTF short. MTF Cloud System. Such a game changer. Changing lives every day. And you see that power of the 50 EMA. The power of the 50 EMA is changed everything, right? You should really short it and you could make $10 per share profit on that, All right, so let's look at the next one. The next one we're going to look at is PLTR. PLTR was a scratch loser, but nothing crazy, small size. The thing with the PLTR was it ran up so much in the pre-market and it has no consolidation. It was straight up, straight up. We did try long 1/3 size. What does 1/3 size mean? 1/3 size means that if you usually trade 1,000 shares, I'm only trading 300 shares. I'm trying to lose very less, 1/3 size is a very small size. If it doesn't work, I'm not going to lose much. The pre-market planning was 170.68 was support. Resistance was 173. Extended in pre-market. Long the pullbacks only. No go under 168. The breakout is over 173. Bullish bias. Profit take under 168. So as soon as it started to push, bounced from this level, I longed it. I told the traders to long versus 170. But then it pulled back right here and we stopped out. And it did push back towards 176, but I didn't want to be part of it, so I cut it way early. Some of the traders got it like break even, and then it failed and broke down and then chopped all day. So you just need to identify. If you see that I was only small size and I also cut it pretty quick in 5 minutes, right? I'm not interested in this action because I don't have a high conviction when the pre-market is like this and the candle is like this. And of course, we had a 10 AM market heaviness. So that's why PLTR was our loser today. So there are many other earning plays, guys. I mean, I can go through the complete list. Most of the AXON was a pretty nice setup today. Went pretty fast. I couldn't get to it, but I love that name, AXON. I told the traders to trade versus 800. Long over that. Simple. That's simple. And as soon as we pushed it over, held 800, you just long it right out of the gate, and it just went fast. You know, pushed back to the 512 and again pushed towards 885. So setups like that, you know, all-time highs. It good for the long accounts, not for the small accounts. I just want to quickly look at a very powerful strategy that I teach every day. That is our day 2 strategy. We're going to look at 2 plays, okay? AFRM, AEO, we're going to look at those 2 plays. So let's see here. What is the day 2 strategy? The day 2 strategy is anything that has moved on a day 1 can give us either as a short or a long on day 2 based on our setup, based upon our system. We have a lot of those criteria, how we know that. So AFRM was one of the top day 2 setup. AEO was one of the top 2 setups. Many other setups were there. Some trigger, some not. ON Semiconductor also gave a nice short there. But specifically, I want to talk about these 2 setups because and even Oklo was there, right? Oklo was also an amazing day 2 setup because these were much easier, right? AEO pumped yesterday on Sydney Sweeney and Trump pump. Easy short. You take it short if you look at my levels that I gave. So I gave this pre-market planning on day 2 setups, and you can use that level and Ripster Clouds to trade it, or you can watch the webinar how to find the day 2s. Easy. Under 3450 clouds, under the opening price, under the yesterday close, you short it, right? AEO, you short it. You buy the puts, you make 100%, you're done for the day, right? $1,000 puts, you make $1,000 and you're done for the day. And look at this flush, right? Look at this flush. This flush from 3450 all the way to MTF clouds. That was a beautiful, beautiful setup. So next one, I just want to talk about the Taiwan Semiconductor. I just want to cover one of the MTF setups because when something has news and it's breaking into the MTF clouds, you do not think twice. You do not think twice. Look at this Taiwan Semi. 1 hour MTF clouds, 20 MTF clouds. You just short it. The puts went 200%, right? And that's why it was one of our top news plays right here. Launches legal proceedings. 1 hour MTF support, bullish to neutral buy. Watch the semis. And that's it. You short it. So that's why my traders are already shorting and they're not waiting on me or anything. They're already shorting these setups. Beautiful. Michael guided everybody through that trade in the community. Beautiful, beautiful short today. Great job by Michael in the community on that MTF short. There were many other plays in the community today, like I told you. It was such a busy day. I was personally done. I told the traders we had done in first 1 hour. There was some nice midday movers. If we look at there was UNH. UNH was a 1 hour MTF cloud. It was on a rumor. You long here, you long there. It was a 1 hour MTF call. You see that when something turns on 1 hour bullish, that's the first time it turned bullish after a long time. So traders took long here on UNH and they had this flag on UNH that I mentioned, and was a good trade. I mean, and some other trades. The Caterpillar trade was a loser today. Did not really work. For us today on the pullback. So we had those couple of losers, but mostly we had a solid day. Caterpillar we'll be watching tomorrow as well and see how it does. So anyways, let's look at the next one. So next one, we're just going to wrap up with the SPY, QQQ and NASDAQ futures trade. So let's see what was happening there. Okay. So I'm going to just show you a few things here. I do it every day, but let's show you the VIX here. So let's look at the power of VIX. So the power of VIX, the plan on SPY, QQQ and NASDAQ future was pretty simple. That we're gonna do that is watch VIX 1750, 1720 today. If holds, market will chop or pull back. Long the market over pre-market high. Watch the MAC 7, amateur trend move and 10 AM concept. So you see how many concepts I've put in there, like the VIX concept, amateur trend, and 10 AM concept. The best concept today was 10 AM. So let's see here. So as soon as the market opened, we had a bearish move, right? So we had a bearish move on SPY and QQQ. Bearish open. There was amateur shorts, and it curled, and but I was not confident about the longs. I told the traders, if it doesn't push over the pre-market highs, you do not have to long it. And then hit our 10 a.m. trend time. Then hit our 10 a.m. trend time, because there's always some kind of news, macro news, whatever. And that was a 10 a.m. short, bearish moves. And our first target's always MTF. I gave the MTF target. I did give the SPY also MTF target. QQQ also MTF target. We hit the MTFs. Then came the second MTF. I told the traders, hold it, because one MTF is crossed, we're going to see the next MTF. One MTF is crossed, we're going to see the next MTF. MTF1, MTF2. And by that time, the traders just went insane gains there. You can see that these were 10 a.m. shorts. Ankit did a 200%. Soban did, Explorer did 150%. Batman did 250%. Gabriel did 200%. Frank 200%. Rob 200%. The reason I'm showing you this is, guys, these traders are executing the system, and you can be the same person. Look at 300%, 450% by RN, right? And Kudrat 200%, Goku 180%, Neptune 250%. This flush, and there's a nice guidance by Tape in the community. So Tape was on the top of it, this trade, and using his 4-hour Ripster Cloud air gap methodology, and he gave the targets to the trader as well there on that. So you see that. So what was the setup, right? I showed you the pre-market planning, and look at the VIX. As soon as the VIX bounced from 750 towards that 1 hour MTF, and then 50 MTF, and then 18 breakout, you hold the puts. You do not pike. That's what I try to encourage my trader, and that's why today a lot of the traders held their puts, because that MTF setup, MTF magnet, is such a good setup. You can call it air gap, multi-time frame setups on that air gaps, which are the clouds, between different time frames. You just need to use them as your targets, and you will get home runs if you stay patient. Yes, sometimes it will bounce and you will not make anything, scratch. But if you keep holding, and that's what I try to teach my traders, to hold for big winners. So that's how you see that a lot of our traders are having such a high percentage of trades to have a big winners and small losers. So beautiful trade, today on the short at 10 a.m. on the market. There's so much to recap. I don't have enough time to recap everything, but you see that such a high probability trade setups, no BS, no hindsight. We do this every day, and I have seen enough in the markets. I have made enough. I have lost enough. Nobody could ever lose on the trade. Ever you see this lose. So I try to teach you guys that, because I have done it, and that's why. Not showing you the alerts, not trying to tell you, I'm going to make you millions, but I'm trying to teach you to trust the system, believe in yourself, and you will find success. Believe in yourself, trade the system that I have developed. It's free to use. You don't have to join the community. I don't ask you to come join the community. Most of my education is free. Use the system. Be a consistent trader. Don't focus on money, focus on the percentage growth. Hopefully this helps you. Take care. Bye-bye.